Open up to page 36 in your student book. We're going to continue talking about clock fractions today, and we're going to work on a problem string. What I'd like for you to do is make sure that you have access to your notes, because the clock fractions in simplest form, the little key that we have, is going to be very helpful. You also have a page inside of your student book that will also help. Okay, problem number 1, 1/2 plus 1/3. Go ahead and record this problem down and begin shading the addition problem. Pause this video at any time if it's going too fast for you. Be sure to add the correct number of minutes underneath each clock. This is a great way for us to visualize the clocks as a fraction. Okay, and here you can see I've added these two fractions together. So 30 minutes plus 20 minutes is 50 minutes. And underneath, I've also drawn these fractions that represent the number of minutes out of a total hour. Do not forget to simplify your fractions. So 1/2 plus 1/3 is 5/6. All these representations, the shading, the minutes below the clocks, and the fractions written out, are all very important and crucial to your understanding. So please make sure you do all parts. Problem number 2, 1/3 plus 1/4. Go ahead and record this problem and start shading. Pause the video while you're shading. Your shading should look something like this. 1/3 of an hour is 20 minutes. 1/4 of an hour is 15 minutes. Here I added two different colors. You can feel free to use two different colors of shading as well, but please only make sure you're using colored pencil, no highlighters. Now go ahead and start adding the number of minutes below the clock. And you can even start adding the total number and filling in the clock to find out the total minutes in an hour. 1/3 plus 1/4 ends up being. Adding these two fractions together, a third and a fourth, I realize, how many minutes is that out of a total hour? Your work should look something like this. 20 minutes, which is a third of an hour, plus 15 minutes, which is a quarter of an hour, equals 35 minutes. 20/60ths plus 15/60ths is 35/60ths. Amazing. But the question is, am I done? Howdy, partner. No, you're not done, not until you simplify. 35/60ths is the same as 7/12. Don't forget how we simplify. We look for a common factor that can go into or multiple of 35 and 60. Are you catching on? Now go to problem 3 and record this problem. 1/6 plus 3/4. Pause the video and complete the work. You can come back to check. Did you say 1/6 is 10 minutes and 3/4 is 45 minutes? Is your shading correct? Are there 5 minutes left blank on your last clock? Did you say that 10/60ths plus 45/60ths is 55/60ths? If you did, good job, you're catching on to this. But is there anything else? Oh, yes, there is. We need to simplify 55/60ths, which is the same as 11/12. Hopefully by now you're catching on. And hopefully you're using your tools. Is your math journal out? Are you looking around the room at the posters? If you're not in the room and you're using resources that you've brought home, make sure that they're organized and neat. Check out my website if you can't read your own notes. But you're going to record the next 3 problem strings on your own, and I'm going to check them for you. Good luck. You can do this. 2/3 plus 1/4. Remember to shade each clock, fill in the final clock with the answer, write the number of minutes below each clock, and simplify your fractions. Problem number 5, 5/6 plus 1/3. Problem number 6, 3/4 plus 2/3. All right, great job today. My hope is that we're using these fraction models, the clock models and money models, to really help us understand how to add fractions without having to find common denominators and follow these pretty much rote procedures that we don't understand. We're starting with these models in hopes that when we get to larger fractions, you're able to visualize something bigger and something that you can relate to: time and money.